All right, launch day, my dudes. Well, launch day for one thing. Do not one hop me. Do not one hop. Ask not what your hops can do for you, but you what you can do for your one hops. Okay, dudes, traffic was so bad, I didn't even get to eat my lunch. Didn't even get to eat it. I got a nice steak and cheese with bacon on it. There's bacon bits. Bacon bits in my steak and cheese. Hop in. Yeah. I call it the steakin'. You are mistaken. What? I'm hungry. Yeah, Havoc. Don't you wish you had a mustache to savor the flavor? No. 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 Ugh. No. No. No, no. So, dude, want to hear what's messed up? I left 15 minutes. 15 minutes. 15 minutes after I shut the stream off. That was an hour ago. Well, actually, it was a little more than an hour ago. Shoot. Yeah. The traffic was terrible. Yep. Dude, it's almost like, okay, so there's another way. Like, there's another way I can get to, like, I can go to get to the pizza place. And that other way is probably not longer than staying in traffic, to be honest with you. It's like, you could take the direct road, or you take a road that goes, like, out and about. And the road, like, driving the road out and about probably takes about the same time as, like, getting stuck in traffic, right? But also, I would rather not be stuck in traffic. Even if it probably ended up taking a little bit more time. I went the direct route there, and then I took the back way home. Yeah. Alright, anyway, SpaceX is live. We got Shiva here. Let's go.
More people across the world.
Hey, DJ.
Starlink is the world's largest satellite constellation, made possible with the help of our Falcon 9 orbital class reusable rocket. And today will actually mark SpaceX's 115th launch of a Falcon 9. Now, if you've been following along, it's been a really busy year for us here at SpaceX.
Right, Bram? Yeah.
So far, we've had 16 launches in 2021, including 3 high-altitude tests of a Starship prototype and a human spaceflight mission to the International Space Station for NASA. Just this past weekend, after spending about 6 months in space, we brought the 4 astronauts of the Crew 1 mission back home to Earth, and a little bit later in the broadcast, we'll be sharing more details about their return flight. Now, just under T-minus 10 minutes to go. All systems are currently go. Why don't we take a closer look at the Falcon 9? You're looking at a live view of Falcon 9. That's our 2-stage rocket. It's over 70 meters tall. That's greater than the wingspan of a 747 aircraft. And for all of you Star Wars fans out there, happy Star Wars Day. If you weren't aware, Falcon 9 was actually named after the Millennium Falcon. Now, Falcon 9 is twice the height of a Millennium Falcon, but that number 9 indicates the number of Merlin 1D engines on the first stage, which is that bottom 2/3 section of the vehicle. With the help of 9 Merlin engines, its objective is to accelerate the vehicle through the Earth's atmosphere to space, and then it will separate from the rest of the vehicle about 2.5 minutes into flight. From there, it'll make its way back to Earth and target a landing on a recovery vessel named Of Course I Still Love You, which is stationed off the coast of Florida in the Atlantic Ocean. Now, you can tell from the soot on this first stage that it's been to space before. Today will be the 9th flight for this booster, and if we're successful landing Falcon 9, it'll mark the 82nd recovery of an orbital class rocket. On top of the first stage is our black carbon fiber inner stage. On top of that is Falcon 9's second stage. It has a single Merlin vacuum or MVAC engine that will ignite shortly after the first stage separates. Now, it's the second stage that will carry our stack of Starlink satellites to orbit, and then we'll deploy those satellites just after the T+1 hour mark. Our satellites are safely enclosed Inside the 17-foot diameter payload fairing, which is this nose cone structure at the top of the rocket, its job is to protect the payload from
It's
aerothermal
ice
loads,
accumulating on the
heating,
booster.
and contamination during the ascent phase. Now, once we reach the vacuum of space, we'll jettison the fairing as the second stage continues on to orbit.
Look at the two
Today
different types of
will be the
fairings
third
there.
flight for one of the fairing halves, and the other one is brand new. And we
This
will
one-
be attempting to recover each
This
with
is
a
brand new?
contracted recovery vessel named Sheila Bordelon.
And this one's old school.
Quick
It doesn't
update
have
on
the
the
updated
weather.
thermal
As you
protection
can see, it's a
system on it. You
beautiful
see
day
that?
at the Cape. Ascent weather is looking fantastic at the
What's
pad.
in the tents?
Recovery
Nothing.
weather is also looking quite
They're
good.
just
So with
staging
that,
things, Demon.
vehicle, satellites, weather, range, all looking good for an on-time liftoff
Hey,
just a
Rodrigo,
few
what's
minutes
up,
from
man?
now. Now, if for some reason today during the count, if we're not able to launch, we do have a backup opportunity tomorrow at
I think this is
2:39 p.m. Eastern Time.
10:49, but I'm not sure, Supercraft. I'm good, man. I'm good.
As I mentioned earlier, today we are launching from the historic Launch Pad 39A. This is the same launch pad responsible for sending NASA astronauts to the moon in the 1960s, and more recently, helping bring human spaceflight back to the United States after the conclusion of the Space Shuttle program in 2011.
I was gonna say, Shiva, you just
Less
gonna
than
do my
2
shuttle
weeks
like
ago,
that?
SpaceX launched its third human spaceflight mission with a flight-proven booster and Dragon spacecraft from this very pad. This
So
time, we had 4 crew members on board. Those were NASA astronauts Shane Kimbrough and Megan MacArthur, European Space Agency astronaut Thomas Pesquet, and
Nice,
Japan
Panta.
Aerospace Exploration Agency astronaut
Nice, dude.
Aki Hoshide. That was the
Hoshide-sama.
start of the 6-month Crew 2 mission to the International Space Station. And just 8 days later, after spending 167 days in space, the Crew 1 astronauts returned to Earth on Sunday, May 2nd, making their journey the longest duration mission for a U.S. spacecraft since the final Skylab mission in 1974. With NASA astronauts Mike Hopkins, Victor Glover, and Shannon
Who
Walker
were those
aboard,
four
as well
clowns?
as JAXA astronaut
Astronauts.
Soichi Noguchi Dragon autonomously undocked from the International Space Station at
Oh, dude,
8:35
look at the
p.m.
thrusters
Eastern
firing.
Daylight
We
Time
watched that
on
live,
Saturday, May
dude.
1st. Spacecraft performed a series of departure burns to move away from the orbiting laboratory. You can actually see here those Draco thrusters firing on
Right, Forge?
the Dragon spacecraft. We spent a little bit of time in orbit, and then had an opportunity to come back to Earth. The spacecraft re-entered
we watched that
the Earth's
live, too.
atmosphere, deployed its 2 drogue chutes and 4 main chutes in preparation for a soft water landing, and upon splashdown, SpaceX quickly recovered Dragon from the water as well as the Crew 1 astronauts. Now, this was the first nighttime splashdown of a U.S. spacecraft with crew on board since Apollo 8 in
Discovery, no
1968.
Derby.
Now, the crew, as you can see, were pretty happy, healthy, and really seemed to enjoy the ride aboard Dragon. It's been a fantastic couple of weeks for the human spaceflight program, and the team here at SpaceX is honored to have been a part of it. Now, we are just at T-minus 5 minutes away from liftoff. Falcon 9 is now moving into the final stages of its countdown. We're currently
Iraq,
awaiting the transporter erector, or TE, retraction. The transporter
All right.
erector is that structure, the white structure to the left of the vehicle. It provides liquids, gases, and electrical connections to the second stage, as well as air conditioning to the payload. And at about, or just about now, actually, we should start to see the transporter erector beginning its
Okay.
retract process. So first we'll see that clamp that you can see right underneath the payload fairing starting to retract.
Well, they don't, Big Zebra, they don't need Uber Eats at SpaceX. They got their own. They got a nice cafeteria in there. I've been there. It's actually pretty good. I didn't get to eat the food, but I saw it. I sat down, I saw the thing, saw the food. The food's decent. It's pretty good. No need to Uber Eats. You can hear Shiva's in the cafeteria. That's what all that in the announcer in the background sounds like he's in a cafeteria because he is.
Keep an eye out here for the transporter erector
All right,
now on the
watch.
right
This
side
thing's
of the
gonna
vehicle.
go that way.
Should start to retract away shortly. Now, super chilled liquid oxygen, which you can actually see some of the gas clouds forming from. That's our propellant
That'll be cool,
oxidizer.
Flight Sim.
It forms those white clouds around the rocket as it comes into contact with the moist Florida atmosphere. We're constantly topping up the propellant in these final minutes
Guys, look
until
at the
liftoff.
fairings. Two
and the
different
small
types of
oxygen
fairings
vents
there.
overboard
One
form
that's
these
been
clouds.
reused and one that's brand new.
This
See, the
transporter
one that's
erector
new, it's on
retracting
the-
to
it's on
that
the-
2-degree
to the right
position.
side of your screen. Hey, hola, what's up?
Coming up in about 15 seconds. we should hear a call out for prop loading complete on the first stage.
Strong back lower is closed out.
All right.
Then coming up shortly after
windy
that
down
will
there
actually
today,
be a
D-Pick,
call
but it
out
should be
for the
fine.
second stage completing its prop loading. Expect that call around T-minus 2 minutes. You can see a little bit of the wind there. Still gentle enough for ascent today. Now, after T-minus 2 minutes, the next activity will be at T-minus 60 seconds. That's when Falcon 9 will transition into startup. That's when Falcon 9's internal flight computers will take over the countdown until essentially through the rest of the mission.
Oh, it looks so sad. Oh my goodness. It's just, no. I feel bad now.
But again, next activity here is prop load closeout on the second stage.
All right, T-minus 2 minutes. I'll show you in a second. Let's see if it's a good day to fly.
Locks and fuel load is complete.
With that, Falcon 9, from a prop perspective, is ready to go. Team still not working any issues on Falcon 9. That venting you're seeing there is nominal. Again, that's liquid oxygen
90 seconds.
from the
Ground
transporter
gas goes
erector.
out.
TE purge.
In the lines in the transporter erector
That's
that we're
normal.
venting, and as it comes into contact with the warm Florida atmosphere, turns into a gas.
So they pump fuel up the transporter erector to get it into the second stage. You got to fill that thing up somehow. Basically, what they're doing is they're evacuating all the cryogenic propellants out of the transporter erector. So when the rocket goes off, it doesn't light the launch pad on fire, because it's, I don't know if you guys knew a lot about rockets. It's about to get hot, like right in this area, like right, not here or here so much, but right in this area here. Yeah, it's about to get a little warm.
Falcon 9 Starlink LD is go for launch.
Just a little bit. to
Fantastic
count.
news.
Just
So with
a
that,
little bit hot.
launch teams in the vehicle looking healthy, ready to go for launch. T-minus 30 seconds to go. Why don't we listen in to the terminal
T-minus 30
count
seconds.
for Falcon 9 taking our Starlinks to
Standby
orbit.
for flight configuration. It's 9th flight for this one, King. It'll be tied with 2 others.
T-minus 15 seconds.
10.
10, 9,
Sound
8,
suppression system should
7,
turn on. There it is.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1,
Ignition.
0. Ignition.
All right, we're
And
flying.
liftoff.
Here we
May the
go.
force be with us.
Stage 1 chamber pressures are nominal.
Vehicle is pitching downrange.
Everything looked good there. No, bird, get away from it! Did you see the bird? Get away! the bird went towards it and then it went down. Poor burb. Tendies! Charred burb. Alright, pitch over's looking good. Everything looks
T
fine
plus
here.
40 seconds into flight, Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from our pad 39A at the
See?
Kennedy Space Center,
He's in the
carrying a
cafeteria.
stack of Starlink satellites into orbit. Coming up, we have just throttled down for the point of maximum dynamic pressure, or max Q. That's when we experience the highest structural loads
It's the
on the
9th
vehicle.
flight, Jim.
That's from the combination of how fast we're moving through the Earth's atmosphere,
Falcon 9 is supersonic.
increasing
Okay,
our
broken sound
velocity as the
barrier.
density of the atmosphere continues to decrease.
There's 39A, 39B, VAB, Kennedy Space Center, right there.
Max Q.
Kennedy Space Center
With
visitor.
that, we are through the highest structural
Origins
loads on the
factories
vehicle.
Right there. Space shuttle landing facility
Upcoming
right
in
there.
about a minute, we'll have 3 events happening back to back.
Oh, that's so cool.
First of those will be main engine cutoff, or MECO. That's where we will shut down all 9 of
I don't
those
know,
Merlin
Gerardo.
1D engines to slow down the vehicle.
I think 10 was
in
just an
preparation
estimate.
for stage
dude, to be honest
separation.
with you. I
That's
think
the
they'll
next
push it
event.
out.
Back
where the
engine chill
first
has started.
Okay,
and
so
second stages.
what they're doing now is they started opening up the taps on the second stage on the engine. They're basically flowing the propellants into the engine. That's what the engine chill is, in preparation for firing it. You don't want to just dry fire propellants into a rocket engine. It's not a good thing. It would be like trying to start your car with a gas pedal on the floor. Bad idea. So what they're doing is they're chilling the liquid. They're flowing the liquid oxygen in the engine and chilling the engine down with it to make it so when they fire it, it just lights off. It doesn't pop or change temperature or anything. Should be coming up here on main engine cutoff very soon.
Shortly after second engine start, number 1.
Yeah, the exhaust gases, the way they're kind of propagating out of the booster, makes it look like it's burning radial out again. Stand by. Oh, it's landing, Marlus. Yeah. So those are the vent lines for the chill down, and whoop, they popped off. Oh, man. Okay, upper stage ignition. Watch for the stiffener ring separation. And there it goes. Perfect.
Left-hand side of your screen, you can see a view from the first stage, interstage, grid fins starting to deploy. Second engine start complete on the right-hand side.
Tampa
that
over
glow
there.
of the Merlin vacuum engine. Shortly, we'll see fairing deployment.
Look at you can see the whole cape from here. Stand by for the fairings to pop. Boop.
View from inside the fairing halves, you can see them
Cool, huh?
separating away from the vehicle. Now, as a reminder, we will be
look
recovering
at the
that.
fairing.
Awesome. You can see a view there of one of the fairing halves.
Oh, that never gets old, does it?
Back to Earth.
It never gets old. That's so cool.
As a reminder, we will be attempting to recover both halves with a contracted vessel named Sheila Bordelon.
So this is the 9th flight for this first stage, guys, and it's not the life leader, but it'll be tied with the life leaders now. You see some solid nitrogen coming off there.
You see are from our attitude control system.
Wow, what a view! Yeah,
so the attitude control system giving some small puffs of.
So there's nitrogen gas inside of the attitude control system here, and some of that gas, when it hits the vacuum, is going to solidify, and that's what these chunks are. It's not ice. Ice is solid H2O. That's solid N. So it's solid nitrogen, as is tradition.
Now the
acquisition signal Bermuda.
While the second stage is continuing on to orbit, this first stage has a couple of activities in order to make its way back to Earth. First is an entry burn.
I mean,
it'll
this is a
3 of its M1D and Merlin 1D engines. That helps to slow down the vehicle as we start re-entering the upper parts of the Earth's atmosphere.
They're titanium, bro. I think
the next event will be just before touchdown on the drone ship. That is a landing burn. We'll ignite just a single center Merlin engine.
Right there?
And that's what will bring the vehicle speed rapidly down to 0 for a soft touchdown on the drone ship. You can see the first stage reorienting. I think
that's just the camera angle, dude. But
on the left-hand side of your screen.
Both stages continue to follow nominal trajectories.
All right, everything looks good.
Fantastic news from the navigation officer that we're on our planned trajectories.
Fantastic views from the nav officer.
Now, the first stage is targeting our drone ship named, of course, I Still Love You, which is stationed off the east coast of Florida in the Atlantic Ocean.
It's looking up where the second stage was. You can see
looking out of the inner stage. Not too long ago, we had a second stage engine in there.
Shut up, Siva. I got this.
Which is what you see now on the right-hand side of your screen. Now, the grid fins, which are those waffle-like structures that you see around the vehicle, those are more important once we get into the Earth's atmosphere. We use those to guide and direct the first stage.
All right, watch. These things are going to start working.
Our drone ship. And so as we start getting more atmospheric pressure and force, as the density of the atmosphere picks up and our altitude drops, the grid fins start to gain control authority and help direct the first stage on its trajectory. Coming up shortly, on the left-hand side of your screen, first stage entry burn. That burn expected to last about 20 seconds. We'll be igniting 3 of the Merlin engines on the first stage to slow down the vehicle in preparation for atmospheric entry.
Hey, chat. Hey, chat. Supersonic retro propulsion.
Stage 1 flight termination system has saved.
Okay, here we go.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
You can see the plume of the Merlin 1 engines getting pushed back from how fast the stage is moving. Rapidly
Supersonic
decelerating.
retro propulsion. Supersonic retro propulsion. SSRP. Supersonic retro propulsion.
Stage 1 entry burn shutdown.
Okay.
So successful shutdown of those
Stages
Merlin
continue
1D.
to follow nominal trajectories.
Okay.
Successful shutdown of those Merlin 1D engines. Next burn on the first stage will be at just after T plus 8 minutes. That'll be the landing burn start, just a single Merlin engine there. And around the time that the first stage should touch down on our drone ship, the second stage will also conclude its burn with an event called SECO 1, or Secondary Engine Cutoff.
The first stage is coming back into the atmosphere. Look at how much everything's shaking on here.
Call out there for transonic, meaning that we are starting to pick up speed in the Earth's atmosphere, sort of in that in-between range between subsonic and supersonic, meaning faster, supersonic meaning
got
faster
signal
than
back.
speed of sound.
Come on. Come on back now.
Some beautiful views
Stage
of
2 is in terminal guidance.
Terminal
planet
guidance.
Earth with
Okay.
our second stage
Grid
Merlin
fin
vacuum
steering it
engine
in.
on the right-hand side.
Stage 1 landing burn.
Landing burn is started.
Start
Stand
up
by
of the
for a
landing
call
burn.
for leg deploy.
You can see the drone ship on our screen.
Dude, what a shot! Yo! That's super clear,
Stage 1
dude.
landing leg deploy.
We've never seen that camera before.
Looks like we're coming right down on target. Now, listen out here for secondary engine cutoff.
Stage 1 landing confirmed.
No!
There's a first stage
Expected signal, Cape Canaveral.
on the left-hand side of your
Dude,
screen.
look at that
Ninth
thing.
recovery for this
It's
booster.
dead
Flight
center.
termination system has saved.
82nd
Holy crap.
successful recovery of an orbital class rocket, and
Yo.
SECO called out at the same time.
That's
meaning
dead
the
center.
second
It doesn't
stage
get more
engine has
perfect
also
than
shut
that.
down. Navigation officer will be doing a check.
It
on
lines.
the
It even
trajectory.
lines up with the X. Oh my
We
goodness,
are in
you're
a
right.
nominal orbit. So with
What?
that, second
What?
stage is going to coast in this orbit for the next about 35 minutes.
Bro.
While that's happening,
Calm
you can take a look
down.
at this animation to see where we are in our coast phase. We'll be coming back here for
Wow.
a very short relight of the second stage engine to get into our payload deployment orbit.
Dude.
That'll be at about T plus 45 minutes. We hope to see you back then.
Acquisition of signal, Newfoundland.
Dude, that, look, dude, all right, hold on. Hold on. Yo, all right. I always say, like, SpaceX says they're going to catch super heavy boosters with the tower, right? And I'm always like, yeah, okay, sure you are. You never see the booster land perfect on the X like this. It's never perfect. It's always just a little bit off. And that deviation, I'm worried, is enough that, to like move it to one side or the other so the tower couldn't get at it, right? If SpaceX can do this all the time, then I ain't worried, man. I'm not worried. With that type of precision right there, you could catch it. Absolutely. On a it's a Roger, on a moving barge. That's right. Now, the barge does have azimuth thrusters on it, like an oil rig, so it's using GPS to stay in one position. And then Falcon 9's bouncing radar off of it. That's why if you look at the deck of the barge, it's painted in radar reflective material, so it'll find its way down. But still, though, I mean, it's still like oscillating back and forth. But that type of that's precise enough to catch the thing. Like that definitely is precise, dude. You cannot get more dead center than that. You stopped the stream. I know. Because I hit the pause button. Do you want to just see this? I mean... I know, Roger. It's pretty ridiculous, dude. What was that, drummer? I wouldn't put it past Elon to perfect it enough to land Falcon 9 on the X. I mean, that's... Dude, it doesn't get more accurate than that. You resumed the stream. Thank you. I'm still worried. Landing on legs that allow for off angles is totally different than having to come down slow enough for the grid fins. Yeah, I know, Rocket. Like, I'm not totally sold on it either, but that is a good start on selling me, dude, if I have to say, you know. Is it difficult to keep the connection on the drone ship? It's 600 kilometers out, Robert. Last time I checked, there's no cell towers out there. The signal is a little bit weak. We just need Dogecoin's face on the barge for advertising. Yeah, Zonku, that margin of error was like JDAM accuracy, dude, which is... I mean, one of those things is about this big and the other one's as tall as a skyscraper, you know? Like, okay. Can you explain how they tow the first stage back without it falling over? Sure. There's a thing on the drone ship, and here, I'll show you. You might be able to see it. Okay, so see this right here? That's a garage door. So this thing opens up, and behind it is basically what happens if you combined a tank, like gun, and a Roomba into one thing. Okay? So they call it Octograbber. Like, that's kind of the name that it was dubbed, I guess. Octograbber, like I said, is a tank and a Roomba rolled into one. Here, this picture is coming from Teslarati. Here, take a look. That's it right there. Note the dude's standing on it. So this thing has variable height tank treads. That thing rolls out from the garage, dude, and it goes underneath Falcon 9 and locates itself. And then these four arms grab. They grab Falcon 9's hold down points, the same things that it uses to go off the launch pad, right? And then it retracts the tank treads and it plops itself onto the ground. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed, this is riveted steel right here. This thing probably weighs as much as a tank. And that's enough to lower Falcon 9's center of gravity so it doesn't move. It's because it grabs the octoweb. A Doomba. Why does it have speed holes? Structural rigidity, yeah. Toomba. Yeah. So there's a little garage. You can see it. It's got a little house right there. And you see there's the two hinge mounts right there. And you can see that this door opens up and it drives out. What was the name of the ship catching the fairings? Sheila Bordelon, Jackaroo is what it's called. Will it float? The Octograbber? No. No. Yeah, Kaika, it's cool. I'm pretty well versed in Falcon 9's architecture for somebody that's not affiliated with SpaceX. I'm pretty well versed with it. I'm not the best, but I know a good deal. It is pretty neat, isn't it? So before, what they were doing is they were using airplane jacks. And they would take airplane jacks and they would bolt the airplane jack to Falcon 9's hold down point, and then they would weld the airplane jacks to the deck of the ship to get the thing to not move. Octograb is a little bit easier. It's automatic, first of all. It just kind of rolls out and just grabs the thing. It's pretty neat. What's that, Core?
Work that went involved to have it.
Oh, cool. Talking about ingenuity. Nice. Octograbber saved Falcon 9 multiple times. Yeah, that's right. They would have lost more Falcon 9s if it wasn't for that thing, because the thing has such a wide surface area and it's heavy, so it just lowers the center of mass of the booster down enough where it'll just plop and stay on the pad. Hey, Shikama, what's going on, man? So what you're seeing right here is an animation. Kind of a map view, if you're a Kerbal player, of what the second stage is doing right now and where the first stage is. First stage is back over near Florida. Second stage is out over the Atlantic, approaching the coast of Ireland. They probably have an acquisition of signal through Gunhilly. for the UK people, SpaceX has a ground tracking station in Cornwall, in the southwest of England. What's that, Green?
Acquisition of signal, Goonhilly.
That's actually really funny, Green. And what's Eric saying? Thoughts on price. Blue Origin is releasing price details for New Shepard tomorrow. I've heard from a reliable source that it's well north of 500,000 per seat. There's a reason for that. Jazos, they're targeting NASA contracts. That's what they're that's what that's for. It's for astronaut training. This was just an SNL promo. You know what, Lekevbo, you're making a joke, and it is funny, and I get it, it is funny, but honestly, Elon Musk launched his car into space. Would you throw it past him? Would you throw it past him to say, I want to launch a Falcon 9 to promote my being on SNL? I would, no, he'd do that. So, I mean, you're wrong, but you're also not wrong. Well, yes, but actually no. 500K a seat is cheap for NASA. Exactly, Sai. It's probably a NASA contract, guys. They're probably targeting NASA astronaut training. What's SNL? Saturday Night Live. It's a comedy sketch show that's been around for a really long time. I quote SNL a lot. Oh yeah, Krob, exactly. Elon launched his car into space. That's a joke, right? No, that's not a joke. This is not Photoshop. That's a real picture. You like the juice? No, Mercenary, he did. The Falcon Heavy test flight needed a payload. So Elon Musk launched Tesla serial number 1. Tesla Roadster serial number 1 with a Starship mock-up suit into space. That's, dude, no, it actually happened. Comedy, you might need to be using that term loosely. Traditionally comedy, okay? The SNL cast say that Elon is controversial and they don't want to appear with Really? Shame on you, Lund Michaels. Shame on you, Lund Michaels. I am Gumby, dang it. I am Gumby. I am Gumby. I am Gumby. Shame on you, Saturday Night Live. Shame on you. Shame on you, Lund Michaels. Some people will get it. Right side? No, I'm with you on that one. Okay, we're over Ireland right now. Yeah. Traditionally, Space Sloth. Eddie Murphy's best skit. I am Gumby, dang it, I am Gumby. Nah. James Brown hot tub is still funny, dude. Oh, God. Yow! It's too hot in the hot tub. Yeah, I'm gonna go up, put my feet in. Ow! It's too hot in the hot tub. And Buckwheat's greatest hits, also really, really funny. Yeah. That's Wookin' Panub and all the one pace it. Wookin' Panub. Mr. Robert's neighborhood. Dude, look at this shot. Make you sweat. Gonna need a hot tub. Ow! That's so funny. You think I'm kidding? It's the New York Post, my dude. Can I see the second stage in Germany? If you look up right now, look to the northwest. Untie free time the lady. Oh my god, quite. It's so funny, dude. It's so stupid. Oh my god.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
What was that camera shot that we never see? Hibbit, I'll show you. We're still a little ways out for sat deploy here. So look at how clear this shot is on the right, dude. Look at how clean that is. I am Gumby, dang it. I am Gumby. Well, I'll tell you what, Chad. I sit here and I quote random motivational speakers because I'm tired of living in a van down by the river. Now, young Chad, what do you want to do with your life? I want to live in a van down by the river. You could probably do that, but you probably find yourself living in a van down by the river. Thanks, Zanku. Human person greetings. How are you? No, it's just a really clear camera, Hibbit. That's all. That camera was not like the fuzzy image that you usually see. Yeah, he's my hero, Space Herb. Merry New Year! Yeah, man, the old stuff's really funny. Rarest 40-month resub. Hey, man, how am I gonna get back on the right track? Hey, you know, Richard, a lot of people go to college for 7 years. I know. They're called doctors. Chat, what kind of job does one get with a Masters of Space Operations? A job operating space masters? Does SpaceX ever clean their cameras? Well, some of them, like the ones on the second stage, they can't. It flew over you, Geeson. Did you get it? Good, man. I want to watch a Space Nut stream KSP in a van down by the river. Geeson just took a picture of the sky. I mean, it's probably in that shot. Honey, look at the television. There's a human bomb on there. Oh yeah, I buy brake pads from him. Thought we were watching cartoons. Geese, that was pretty good. It's been raining all day where you live? It's been raining all day where you live in the UK. Please tell me more. It was like a shooting star. Second time I saw it. No way, K3. That's cool. Living in a van down by the Rio Grande River. I'm tired of living in a van down by the river. I'm gonna move in. We're gonna be buddies. We're gonna be pals. We're gonna be amigos.
Expected loss of signal at Goonhilly.
We have lost a signal from Goonhilly. Goonhilly sounds like a place that should be in Scotland, but actually isn't in Scotland. But you should say it with a Scottish accent, because it sounds Scottish, but it's not. Goonhilly. Are you daft? Stay out of the radiation, mate. It'll be impossible to spot in our Goonhilly suits. How long until the deploy? About another 20 minutes, Ender. Oh, 20 minutes until SES. We're probably about 45 out from deploy. It's gonna take a second, dude. Yeah, dead girl. I am Gumby, dang it. Shame on you, Lloyd Michaels. Shame on you. I got you, Tom. Nice. It's a great name, drummer. Oh, that's awesome. What would you think of a telemetry view in KSP? Like the one that I have open every time I launch one? I like it. Did it land? It did, Kem. We got some really nice pictures of it too. Well, that picture doesn't suck, RJ. Yeah, here, I can show you. We can rewind. Dude, Kem, look at how center point this landing is.
Startup of the landing burn.
It's pretty good.
You see the drone ship on our screen.
We had a high def view, but it kicked the bucket because rocket engines.
Stage 1 landing.
Like, they actually gave us a really nice high def camera.
It's like we're coming right down on target. Now, listen out here for secondary engine cutoff.
Stage 1 landing confirmed.
There's a first stage
Expected velocity signal, Cape Canaveral.
on the left-hand side
Could that get more centered?
of your screen. 9th recovery for this
Stage
booster.
2 flight termination.
Are these the first Starlink satellites that will go into the lower orbit? Ah, dude, I'm not sure. I think so. Dude, could you get any closer to dead center than that? That's pretty damn close right there. It's even on the X. Like, that's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. Okay, we're over Turkey. Just flew over the Turkish capital here. I tell you, Chad, you ever been to a Turkish bathhouse? X marks the spot. Indeed. Indeed. Is it time for the geography quiz again? No. You like gladiator movies, Timmy? What's the expected lifetime on one of these sats? 5 years? You like jazz? This is the 9th launch for this booster, Caveman. SpaceX gonna give it to you. What? Ever been to a Turkish prison? Hey, Singammon, what's up? Close enough. Well, we should see a 10th flight. The next Starlink launch is going to launch something for the 10th time. Might be the wrong time for this, but what did you think of the NFL draft? Mac Jones. That's what I thought. Mac Jones. Mac Jones. Mufasa, wait for it. Wait for it. Mac Jones. Mac Jones. Mac Jones. We're back, baby. We're back. We're not back. Interesting, Jackaroo. No, Grits. I'm not Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. My name's Roger. I'm a pilot. Can't you see my name tag? I'm a Bama fan too. Roll Tide, brother. Roll Tide. Drive your car down the toll road, brother. Toll roads. Toll road, brother. Okay. Karen. What's the expiration date on those SLS boosters? November. NASA's really pushing to get that done, guys. They're really pushing. They're going into overdrive for SLS. I had a recurrence of my drinking problem. He just splashes it in his face. They say launch next year. Yeah, but they're pushing for it. They're pushing for it, dude. Brian, I'm with you on that one, dude. About to get one operational Super Heavy launch vehicle up, and then SpaceX is very, very rapidly approaching having a second one up. I mean, let's just unpack that for a second. Just unpack it. You know, you just got home, nice long vacation. You're ready to get back to work. You want to, you know, you're in such a good mood that you want to unpack your luggage right when you get home. I know, right? So you unpack your luggage. Let's unpack it. What do you find? Not one vehicle that's capable of doing what a Saturn V can do, but two in development right now. The last point in human history where we had two super heavy launch vehicles in development, we ended up going to the moon. It was going to the moon with one, but still, doesn't matter. Does not matter. Pretty good. Does SpaceX really have this many Starlinks launched? They're up over 1,000 on a kid, yeah. Oh, Bram Savage. Well, Chris, the space race was the only prior. Why not just leave your suitcase packed for next use? No. Oh, no. Probably smells like a locker room mixed with a trash compactor. Smells like a turd covered in burnt hair. Oh, Pete's sake. Alright. We're coming up here on SES2 here. Currently the stage 2 is over Saudi Arabia right now. Yeah, Steven, it happens. K-poop again, eh? It's Twitch chat, dude. What do you want? Don't act like you're not impressed. Okay, we're going over Oman here. 30 billion. Supersonic retro propulsion. Yeah, GNAC. Is there any idea where Long March 9 will launch out of? I'm gonna guess Wenchang King, but that's just me. I don't want to take bets on that be money, because if you take a bet on where it comes down and it hurts somebody, you're gonna feel real bad. Do you know why SN15 was scrubbed? I don't know for sure, Builder. I'm gonna guess the weather. That's a guess. Just take that for what it's worth. Is there a website to check info on when that comic booster might come down? Jonathan McDowell on Twitter probably is a good source for that, John. Yeah. Are they 4 kilometers an hour faster than planned? This is fine, DJ. Yeah, it's alright. They're in a parking orbit. It's okay. That number shouldn't be varying much. It should be nice and circular. May 9th, plus or minus 28 hours now. Still, don't pay much attention to the circles since 28 hours is a lot of uncertainty. Alright, let's see what we... Let's take a look. How was the launch? The launch was great. It goes a lot over the Iberian Peninsula here. And a lot over the eastern part of the U.S. Well, pretty much over all of the lower 48. All those orbit lines are only for 6 hours. Yeah, I know. Interesting. Almost up on SES2 here. Turn up the tunage. Is there an easy way to stop the next booster from having an uncontrolled orbit, or is it a fundamental design flaw in the rocket's design? That second one there. King, the Long March 5 was originally designed to have an upper stage on top of the core stage, and the core stage would have re-entered. Core stage would have re-entered and came back down. But because they took the upper stage off and they don't have a vehicle that can launch that heavy of a module, or that, well, no, it's not that heavy, it's that big of a module. They took the second stage off and extended the fairing to give a similar aerodynamic shape. But because they did that, the core stage gets all the way up into space. And it basically gets into orbit. Hey, Van. Thanks to Hokie for being nuts and keeping you subbed. There you go. Sierra Nevada have announced where their space plane will land next year, and guess what? It's the same runway as both the X-37B and the shuttle. How surprising. We watched the thing live, Alex. I know. Yeah. A shuttle landing at the shuttle landing facility. How about that? So it's not that it's so much of a design flaw, King. It's just that that wasn't what the rocket was originally designed to do. And that's one of the byproducts of them taking the upper stage off and giving it a bigger fairing so they could launch their space station modules into space, you know? Alright, there was a second stage chill down right there. Cash me outside. How about that? How about... Oh my god! So, yeah, King, I don't... They could probably... They could probably do something about it. I don't think they care, but I shouldn't speak for them, you know. Wish we could see a rocket go up well in flight sim. That would be cool. Hey, Elro, what's up, man? You ending the stream after this? Yeah, I'm gonna take the rest of the day off because Starship got scrubbed. I haven't even eaten my lunch. I couldn't get back in time. I have a very, very, very nice steak and cheese from the local sandwich shop. Oh, Das! Thanks for the host, man. 390 views. What's up, dude? Thanks for the content. Right up. Oh, Loxcam. Loxcam, did you see it? Phoenix, what's up? Do we know why SN15 got scrubbed? Most likely weather. Alert notice delivered and Road to Beach closer scheduled for Wednesday. Yeah, I know. But today is not Wednesday, T-Man. So, yeah. They were hyping on the cast that it was going to deorbit, and then people observed it tumbling a lot for a few hours after launch, so I'm inclined to believe something went wrong with deorbit. Yep. Caught it. Let me see, Bill. Hey, we've got some LOX cam in there. Very nice. Yes, but smoke. Wait, what? Hey, Harp, what's going on? Das, thank you for the host, man. You guys know my buddy Das. He's the producer over at NASA Spaceflight. All that nice content that all the live stream content that we show from there, that's your boy. Go over there, give him a follow. But more importantly, you want to go sub to NASA Spaceflight's YouTube channel. You should probably do that. Nothing much. Got a headache and started keto a few weeks ago. It's working extremely well. Just introduced a friend to your stream. She's addicted to planes, so she figured it'd fit right in here during the KSP streams. Right on, Phoenix. Thank you. Keto. Nice. How's the KSP infrastructure redesign coming? I haven't worked on it, Builder. Okay, they're beginning chill down. I haven't worked on it, dude. Crew 1 and Starship and everything is preventing me from playing KSP. There's been so much real rocket stuff that I haven't had time to do my fake rocket stuff. These are words I never thought I would say. Mary got an alert notice for tomorrow. Yep. I've lost 20 pounds in 3 weeks. Wow. I mean, diet's everything, Phoenix. But good for you, man. Just been working and looking for a new place to live in Florida. I'm moving across the country to there. Nice, Harp. Right on. That and Jeb died. Yeah, that was pretty demotivating, Kyron. But I'm working my way back up. I'm thinking about what I need to change to get it to make it work and make it better. Did you ever see the Crew 2 sticker I shared in Discord a bit ago? Yeah, Taco, I saw it. I'm pretty sure I did. It's been a crazy couple of days. You're right. Nice. Oh, force. Capsule design? No, I'm not sure, dude. What? Jeb died? Freak accident, man. I landed Dart out in a field and the landing gear. Kraken strike, man. What do you want? Alright, here we go.
Welcome back to our Starlink webcast. Now, if you're just joining us, we had a successful liftoff at 3:01 p.m. Eastern Time from Pad 39A in Florida. Successfully recovered our first stage for the 9th time, and we're awaiting the relight of our second stage engine for second engine start number 2, coming up just in a couple of seconds. This burn is going to be a very short burn, just 1 second, and that will help raise our apogee and perigee into the payload deployment orbit.
Shiva prograde burns.
Listening out here for the callouts. Hopefully we'll get a shot of the second stage's engine for that ignition.
Stand by for SES2. It should just be quick, guys. It should look like a camera flash almost. Actually, a little bit longer than that.
Short pulse you can see on your screen there. Second engine start number 2 and SECO 2.
Good. Everything looked good
Navigation
there.
officer will see power orbit.
Shiva's
Ended
calling
up.
him the nav officer.
Deploy orbit insertion.
Never heard
Fantastic.
it called that before.
So with that, we have another 15 minutes or so to this coast phase before we deploy our Starlink satellites into orbit. Now, during this 15-minute period, the second stage will begin a small spin along its central axis. That's to give those Starlink satellites enough momentum to space themselves out shortly after payload deployment. So while we're getting ready for payload deploy, sit back, enjoy the space tunes, and we'll see you back here at T+1 hour and 3 minutes, 30 seconds for payload deployment.
Cool. How about building a shuttle with a capsule inside so it can have an abort mode where a plane turns into a capsule? So make it more complicated. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to do that, human. They're purging out the engine there. You see that? See the top vent line? So the engine, they fired it, and it's still full of fuel. So they're venting all of it now. They're venting that fuel because it was sus. Nice Vega footage. What's that? It's pretty good.
Expected loss of signal, Diego Garcia.
No, they don't, Green. Yep, I know. I don't know this track entropy, to be honest with you. Space, the Elon frontier. These are the voyages of the Starlink satellites. The continuing mission to provide quality, affordable internet to all humankind. To seek out new networks and new Wi-Fi signals. To boldly stream when no one has streamed before. Nice, Trippy. We could just attach chutes to the cabins and do a destructive unmanned test. Oh. Yeah, human, that's funny. I don't know why you're so insistent on making the system more complicated than it needs to be, but I don't want to do that, man. How about we just make it fly correctly? Just the thought. Yeah, DM me a couple, Taco. Oh, DM me pictures. Oh, send me some? I don't need that, man. I'm all good, dude. Thank you. Thank you, though. May the 4th be with you, Trippy. Nice, Brian. Cool. Probably not, Saitam, but we'll see. Yeah, human, I mean, they're okay ideas, dude, but I want to just make the thing fly right now, my dude. You want to make it safe with minimal effort. Yeah, I mean, but you gotta understand, making it safe with minimal effort is what got us here in the first place. The 9th, Ryan. Yeah, of course it was, KTR. Want to see? Take a look.
An orbital class rocket, planet Earth. Looks like
Check
we're
it
coming
out.
right down on target. Now, listen out here for secondary engine cutoff.
Stage 1 landing confirmed.
There's a first stage.
Expected launch signal.
How's that? 9th landing on that booster. It's about as dead center as you can get. Something
On the
like
left-hand
that,
side of your screen, 9th recovery for this
Stage
booster.
2 flight termination system has saved.
Pretty cool, huh? Why not make the next design fly good and have a breakaway cabin? I just told you. Because that is a waste of time. Why the heck? What in Kerbal is going to make that thing not get... Breakaway cabins are a waste of time. That's a waste of time. Just get it back to the runway. There's no conceivable scenario other than me not flying it correctly that it would not find itself near the landing site.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Duck, 39-month resub. Like, human, like, what's gonna, why do I need that breakaway cabin? Let's just make the vehicle work, dude. Especially in KSP, where you don't have to worry about so much about the nitty-gritty things. Like, let's just make the thing, just make it get back to the runway. It's easier. You know? He's playing devil's advocate for a moment. I got you. The real solution is obvious. We need a better pilot. Yeah, I'm working on that. Dick. That's right, Van. It is Richard to you. Okay, we're about 8 minutes out from deploy. Have you tried just landing on the runway every time, Fivehead? Yeah. Alright, Flight Sim. No problem, my dude. You fixed a RAM stick by baking it in the oven? Huh. Ah. Cool. You've washed a motherboard in the dishwasher? Yeah, it resolders everything. Nice, man. It's called reflowing the solder. I buried my phone in rice once. You've washed your keyboard in the dishwasher before? Serious, I should do that. Oh, yeah, Kyron, yeah. Come back. That was a banger, man. No, Ryan, it's not designed for a payload bay. like this. How about rocket launches and crab rave? Yeah, a lot of solid oxygen up on that vent builder for sure. Okay, we're about 3 minutes out from deploy here. It's ice from them purging the propellants. So when they fired the engine was full of propellants, right? Because it was firing, right? So they cut the propellants off, and then they vent the engine. They safe it. You basically inert the thing. You don't want it just randomly combusting for some stupid reason. Like, and don't get me wrong, there's not a lot up there that would do that, but it's better to be safe than sorry. At least I'm pretty sure that's why they do it. They definitely vent it. They definitely purge the lines after.
Acquisition signal, Tasmania.
We have acquisition of signal through Tasmania, mate. I thought they did a deorbit burn of the second stage. That was a boost burn. After they deploy the satellites, they will do a deorbit burn. Tasmania doesn't exist. It's right there on the map. You get those finals uploaded, Vasi, or what? Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. One hop. Tomorrow. I'll be back. Same time, same place. Hello, this is Dog. Okay, we're inside. We should be inside of a minute on deploy here. Got the sunrise coming up. They're firing the RCS there to slowly initiate a roll. So if this is the stage and the payload is right here, they're gonna spin it. The reason why is that Starlink doesn't have any decoupling mechanism. Starlink is basically held on with tensioner rods to the top of the stage, like a deck of cards and a rubber band almost. The tensioner rods basically cut the rubber band. See the tension rod right there? So there's 2 tensioner rods on either, well, 4 of them actually. There's 4, like this, right? And then there's a latching system at the top. And then when the latching system blows at the top, the 4 tensioner rods will separate. And because the stage is spinning, satellites will just drift away. You're about to see it. It's really cool. When working at build in KSP, oh god. It's nitrogen builder. Question.
Welcome back to our live webcast for our Starlink mission. We're close to the end of today's
you don't need
mission.
to do it until
we had an
you're
on-time
ready to go.
liftoff at 3:01 p.m. Eastern Time. Successfully recovered our first stage booster, and our second stage, which you can see on your screen now, had 2 successful ignitions and shutdowns of its Merlin vacuum engine. Coming up shortly, we'll see payload deployment of the Starlink satellites. Now, during the 15 minutes since our last burn, the second stage has picked up a small rotation intentionally to help us separate out the satellites after payload deployment.
Watch, it's gonna go like a deck of
satellites
cards.
have separated from the spacecraft, they
In
will
space.
continue on with the rest of their mission, ultimately ending up
It
in
deorbits.
operational
They're in
orbit
a
about
parking.
550
There it goes.
kilometers above the Earth.
Staples. Yeah, they're in a decaying orbit
Fantastic
right now.
shot of
The perigee
payload
on this orbit's around
separating
170
away with
kilometers.
the horizon of planet Earth.
So the tensioner rods will deorbit along with the second stage if nothing
So
happens. They'll
shortly
all
from
come back
here,
down. There they go.
Starlink satellites will deploy their solar arrays, and then over the next few days and weeks, they'll use their onboard ion thrusters to make their way into an operational orbit. And that's going to bring our webcast coverage to a
Cool.
close. We
Look
want
at
to
that
give a
picture.
big thanks to the Range and the Federal Aviation Administration for supporting today's mission. Now, if you're interested in Starlink service, head on over to starlink.com to find out more details. Thank you so much for joining us, and may the 4th be with you.
Never tell me the odds, Shiva. Wait. Why and would SpaceX need to launch a Falcon 9 and plan to expend it? If the mission requires it, if you need that extra Delta V to go further into space, depending on the mission, yeah, they'll expend one. All right, guys. Well, there you go. That's the mission. Yeah. So, it was supposed to be a long stream today, but it's not going to be a long stream today because we're going to need a nice long stream tomorrow. So I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day off. I'm going to eat my steak and cheese with bacon bits. And yeah, we'll go from there. Let's see who is still streaming.